guys, welcome in Chefika's kitchen. My name is Nestle and in today's episode I'm gonna show you guys how I make my cinnamon rolls. Here are the ingredients for our cinnamon rolls. We need some all-purpose flour, some warm milk, 1 package of dry yeast, a pinch of salt, 1 small egg, some butter, and granular sugar. I will put all of the exact measurements down the description box below. First, we're gonna take our milk and our butter. The butter is melted in our mixing bowl. Then we're gonna add our dry yeast, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of our granular sugar to feed the yeast in the mixing bowl. After that, we're gonna let it just very quick combine. Now we're gonna let our yeast bloom. It should take about 10 minutes. After our yeast is proofed, we're gonna put the rest of our ingredients. 1 egg, the rest of the sugar, and the pinch of salt. Now we're gonna mix all together. After our wet ingredients are combined, we're gonna put our flour, I don't put all of them in once. It's depending on how big your egg is. You maybe need less or more. It's always better to go on the sure side and add just a little bit at a time. Now I see I will need all of the flour. After 5 minutes, we're gonna turn off our machine and you should have a slightly sticky dough. Now I'm just kneading the dough and rolling it into a smooth ball. It is a really soft dough, but not sticky anymore. What I like to do is put a little oil in my mixing bowl and just roll my dough in the oil that it doesn't stick anymore. Now I'm gonna take a piece of plastic wrap, put it on top of my bowl and cover it with a towel. Now we're gonna let our dough rise for around 45 minutes to 1 hour until it's gonna double in the size. In meanwhile, we're gonna prepare our ingredients for the filling. What we will need is half a stick of softened butter, around 100 gram brown sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon, and half a tablespoon of cornstarch. Now we take our soft butter and put all the ingredients together. The sugar, the cinnamon, and the cornstarch. Now we're going to combine everything together. That's how it should look like after all of it is good combined.
Now we're gonna take a look to our dough. It did rise for an hour now. I'm gonna take it out of my bowl and push the dough with my hands in right size. You can use a rolling pin, but like you see, the dough is so soft and so easy to handle. You can also do it with your hands. You don't need any flour or something else to do that step. After you have the right shape, you're gonna take your filling and put it on top. Important here is now that you try to spread the filling as evenly as possible. That you get everywhere the same amount of the filling. Now I'm gonna roll my cinnamon rolls. I try to roll them as tight as possible. Just fix the sides. Now, what I did use to cut the cinnamon rolls is dental floss. I think that's the best way to cut them. You get every single time the perfect shaped cinnamon rolls. You can use a knife, but with the knife you're gonna kind of press your cinnamon rolls down, and that makes your cinnamon rolls that they don't look as good as if you would cut them with the dental floss. Now I'm gonna place my cinnamon rolls in my baking dish. I'm gonna leave a little space between them because we're gonna let them rise. I'm gonna cover the cinnamon rolls with a plastic wrap that they don't dry out and cover it then with a towel.
So now moving on to the best part. We are making the frosting for our cinnamon rolls. What you will need for that is you need some vanilla, some powdered sugar, butter melted, and soft at room temperature cream cheese. We're gonna take first our cream cheese. You see, it's really soft. It has to be soft. and just mix it. Then we're gonna add our butter in it. Now I'm gonna take first the half of my powdered sugar, mix it in, and also add my vanilla. That should be enough. We're gonna stir it until we have a really smooth frosting. Now I'm gonna take the other half and stir that in. If your frosting is too thick, you can add always a splash of milk. It's depend on you how thick you like your frosting. I see my frosting is too thick. I need to add some milk. Here's my milk. Now I'm adding just a little at a time. And mix it in. That's my frosting, how I like it. It's still thick, but not too thick that it's a little runny. Now we're gonna put that on side and wait for our cinnamon rolls. So now we're gonna take a look to our cinnamon rolls. They had now around 30 minutes to rise. They almost doubled the size. Now we're gonna bake our cinnamon rolls at 350 degrees. It should take about 20 to 30 minutes. So these are my cinnamon rolls after they came out of the oven. I did bake them for around 20 minutes. Please check on your cinnamon rolls. It's depending on your oven if they need longer or maybe shorter. What I'm gonna do now is to cover my cinnamon rolls that they don't dry out, that they can keep the softness what they have. Now I'm gonna leave them for around 5 to 10 minutes and then we're gonna put the frosting on top. So 5 minutes later, I'm gonna take the towel. Here I have my frosting and the spatula. Now it's up to you how much frosting you like. Of course, I like a lot. Now I'm gonna cover my cinnamon rolls with my frosting. I make sure that every bit gets a little bit of the frosting. Now I'm gonna leave the cinnamon rolls for 5 more minutes and then we're gonna serve them. So Our cinnamon rolls did cool for around 5 minutes. Now they are ready to serve. I don't know how about you guys, but for me it's always the best part, that one right in the middle. I wish you could smell that. And this is how I make my cinnamon rolls. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching.